Let's revisit the bowl methods, shall we? Yes, you heard me correctly. I said methods, plural. Today, we will be testing out 2 methods for using a bowl to style your waves and curls. I have always been interested in this wavy curly hair experiment, and I've just never sat down and done it. Well, guess what? Now we're doing it. And I did say we're doing it today, when in fact, actually, this will be 2 wash days in one YouTube video. Today, we're gonna be testing out one method, and then later we'll be testing out the second method. These were highly contested way back about 5 years ago. The first method emerged because of a content creator over on Instagram called Dami, and I really liked her method. I thought it was really cool. But then a new bowl method emerged, created by a content creator over on TikTok/Instagram/YouTube named Sophie Marie. She came up with her version of the bowl method, and while both methods use a bowl in styling wavy curly hair, they're very different. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you guys exactly how both of these methods perform side by side, keeping all the wavy curly hair science variables the same. We are going to keep this experiment as experimental as possible. I'm going to try and control the variables as much as I can so that the only thing that changes is the use of the bowl. That way we get the cleanest comparison. I think you understand what I'm getting at. For reference, I have 100% virgin hair. There is no color, no dye in my hair at the moment. It is fine, low porosity, and wavy. This is what my hair looks like on a standard wavy curly wash day when I use my own personal styling techniques. This is what it looks like, okay? Cool. Now we have a frame of reference for what my hair normally looks like when I wash and style it wavy curly using all of my personal favorite techniques, tips, and tricks. If you want to see how I did that, what that routine looks like, feel free to check out this video. I will have it linked in the eye. Up here is this video. All right, cool. And one last thing before we jump into this. This is what my current before hair is. This is what my hair does when I shampoo it, condition it, put in a little bit of leave-in conditioner, brush that through really well, and let my hair air dry. This is just air dried hair. Also, yes, it was 100% pulled back in a low ponytail today while I was at cosmetology school. So if there's a giant dent in my hair, it's because of me pulling my hair back. All right, last thing. Up close look at my nasty greasy roots. Now let's go wash and style this hair. I circled my hands too soon. And here we are at my tub. And down here in my tub, I have not 1, but 2 bowls. For this first method, we will need both bowls. I went and grabbed them from the Dollar Tree, and I haven't taken the stickers off yet. You know what? I'll worry about that later. But I have 2 really big bowls. This is how big they are. Do we see? Bigger than my head. That way my head fits in the bowl. First off, I'm going to wash and condition my hair. And today I will be using some of my favorite shampoo and conditioner of all time. It's the V&Co Wavy shampoo and conditioner. Very good. Let's jump into that. All right, next we're gonna be going in with leave-in conditioner. Today I am using the Curls Blueberry Bliss And I totally scooched my bowls underneath me so that now it is catching all the water in my hair. Hold up, I messed up. Wavy curly hair science experiment time. I will be measuring all of the products that I leave on or leave in my hair. So today we are using half a teaspoon of leave-in conditioner. There we go. Half a teaspoon of leave-in conditioner. This is actually more leave-in conditioner than I would usually be using, but it's the smallest measuring spoon I have. So a little bit more leave-in conditioner than normal, but it will be measured. So both wash days are consistent. I am just working that through with my fingers first, making sure that it's relatively evenly distributed and that there are no tangles in my hair, which honestly, there's not really any tangles in my hair because I already detangled my hair. Now I'm going to organize my curl clumps using my Bounce Curl defining brush. I really like this brush for this step. Also, it's going to help distribute that leave-in conditioner more evenly through my hair. Again, I've got that bowl up underneath me on the floor of my tub so that it's catching everything that's dripping out of my hair. So now that that's kind of brushed through, organizing the curl clumps by really pushing the hair away from my face and turning the brush on its side so that, see, the edge of the brush grabs and defines all of my curl clumps. See that? How cool is that? Pulling the hair off the back of my head. There we go. Now doing the other side. Gonna do one more brush styling section right here in the top middle, turning the brush on its side so that all of those curls really get clumped. Now we're gonna do some scrunching and pulsing to activate the curls. All right, now take a look at what these curls are looking like. They're not terrible, but you can see that there's some like skinny, stringy bits. This is where the bowl comes in. I'm gonna take all that water. Can you see it? Can you see it? Sort of, there's water in here. It's water and conditioner that has dripped off of my hair into the bowl. And I'm just gonna dunk my hair back in it. And that is gonna help reform my stringy curls. But it's only a tiny bit of product and water, just what is dripped out of my hair. Now look, see how slimy and happy the hair is? Pretty cool. And I am turning my head from side to side and scrunching. And you can hear that water landing in the bowl. Now it's time for the next step, which is the Umberto Giannini Curl Jelly, Curl Scrunching Jelly. We will be measuring our gel as well. 1 teaspoon of gel. I did a half teaspoon of leave-in, and now I'm doing a teaspoon of gel, and I might grab more, but it will be measured, so we'll know. I'm gonna glaze this over the front and back of my hair and scrunch. You know what? This is feeling like it might be enough gel, so I may not grab any more. I also have one more product I'm gonna go in with. All right, do we see what the curls are looking like right now? Tad bit stringy, maybe some wet frizz, nothing crazy, but there's a little bit. Gonna take my bowl that now has water, leave-in conditioner, and gel in it, and replunk everything in. And there's really not much. I don't know how well y'all are gonna be able to see, but that's all that's in the bowl. It's not much at all. Next, we're going in with the Maui Moisture Foam. And I don't have to measure this one because it measures itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pumps. If I feel like my hair needs more, I'm gonna grab more, but 4 pumps. And last dunk. This is what the curls are looking like before we dunk. This is how much product is in the bowl. Very little. I'm not trying to pour it out. I might have poured out just a tiny bit. Oops. Okay. And that's what the curls look like after you dunk. Just rehydrated. It's so cool. All right, and that is it for bowl method number 1. This is what the curl clumps are looking like after application. You can see that what you do is you don't put any extra water in the bowl. All you do is use the bowl to catch what drips out of your hair, and then you re-dunk it. And you dunk it after each application of a new thing. So put in leave-in conditioner, dunk your hair. Put in your gel, dunk your hair. Put in a mousse, dunk your hair. You get the idea. Also, I wound up not needing the second bowl. I was thinking that there would be enough product in here that I could like pour it on the back of my head and catch the excess with the extra bowl, but that wound up not being what happened today. All right, I'm gonna go plop this hair and diffuse, and I'll be back to scrunch out the crunch with you guys. And here we are, once the hair is 100% dry, I have diffused it to roughly 90% dry, and then I wandered around my house doing stuff and things and let it finish completely air drying. It's 100% dry. It looks great, doesn't it? Just kidding. This is what my hair looks like when it is in the cast. It looks a little stringy, a little crunchy, a little not cute, but there's a real easy fix to that, and that is to scrunch out the crunch. This hair wasn't super crunchy, but it had a little bit of a cast on it, which was making it look not great. We're gonna break that cast. We're gonna fluff it and open up these curls to reveal the final wash day result. The roots are looking a little weird, so I'm gonna take this, kind of like a hair pick, a hair comb, a hair something, and just work it through the roots, right at my scalp, to adjust things to make them look like I want them to look. All right, and here are the final scrunched out and fluffed results. What do we think? Not bad, not too shabby. I've got some really cute, chunky curls over here that I'm really liking. My hair does feel a little bit heavy, but I attribute that to using more leave-in conditioner than I do normally. I will be back at the end of the day to show you how this hair held up, and I'll be back on the morning of day 2 to show you how it held up overnight. And here I am at the end of the night. This is what the hair is looking like after a day in my wild and crazy mom life. I am tired. The hair is definitely stretched out. Here, I blame too much leave-in conditioner. Let's take a look at the back. It's also a bit frizzy for me. Like, that's frizzier than normal. I wonder if I gave it a good little root fluff, if that would help. Sometimes that reabsorbs the frizz to some extent. Sort of. Not 100%. This piece is sad. No, the hair's just tired. Tired and frizzy, kind of like me. I will see you in the morning to show you how it held up overnight. Good morning. I am just unboxing these curls. I did not come up with that. I've seen other people say unboxing their curls, and I thought it was cute. So I said it today. This is what the hair is looking like straight out of the pineapple, just combing my roots a little bit. It's not a pineapple. I get asked a lot of questions about what this thing is. It's basically a buff with some strings on it. It's made by a lady over in Europe, far away from me, across the pond. It's called Bam Bon. I do like it. It works pretty good. I think it's one of my favorite overnight sleep protection methods that's not putting my hair up in an actual pineapple. But anyway, here is what the hair is looking like. No refresh, just fluffed out. There you go. Curl definition's still pretty good. The roots are kind of greasy. Again, too much leave-in conditioner. That's on me. Anyway, all right. Let's move on to the next bowl method test, like the other one. Let's check it out. Here we go. And here we are for day 2 of testing out the bowl method. Real quick, I'm gonna wash and condition my hair the same as I did last time. All right, now it's time for leave-in conditioner, using the same leave-in conditioner, and I'm using the same amount, half a teaspoon, right there. All right, there we go, half a teaspoon. Again, I still feel like this was way too much leave-in conditioner. That's on me for not getting a smaller teaspoon measure, like a 1/4 or something. Honestly, I couldn't find it. I think my kids have snuck into my bathroom and taken it. Alrighty. Working this through with my fingers, making sure that we are evenly distributed. Now I'm going to take my Bounce Curl defining brush and define my curls, pushing the hair away from my face, all the way away from my face. Pulling the hair off the sides, turning the brush on its side, making sure I'm dragging it through, defining my curls. And one more brush styling section right here at my crown. Now, you may have been asking yourself, where's the bowl in this bowl method? It's right here. But in today's bowl method, the bowl is completely full of water. Little bit more water in the bowl. This is the Sophie Marie method. I don't remember if I mentioned yesterday, we did the Power Dami bowl method where you just catch the excess and scrunch product into your hair. Today we're doing the Sophie Marie method, wherein you put in your curl conditioning product, whether that's curl cream or leave-in conditioner, and then you take the full bowl of water and dunk. Honestly, I don't think I needed to form my curl clumps with the Bounce Curl defining brush because this step is basically going to reform them in a completely different way. But I was trying to keep variables consistent. She does one dunk, And this is what the curls are looking like after one dunk. I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera, but I'm feeling a little nervous. There's lots of wet frizz. However, she does, I think, 3 to 4 total dunks. I'm gonna do 3 today, because that's kind of what I did yesterday. I did 1 dunk in between each step. So this time, I'm gonna do 3, so that there's 3 dunks. All right, let's dunk one more time. And Sophie Marie swears by this technique. So we're not gonna make any thoughts or comments or rash judgments until we fully tried it and compared it side by side to the other bowl method. All right, this is what the hair is looking like after dunk number 2. One last dunk. And apparently on dunk number 3 is where the magic happens. She kind of loosens her roots a bit. She doesn't leave everything super stuck to the back of her head. She kind of does that number. Helped out one of those curl clumps. It was a little wonky, so I flipped it over like you used to do with phone cords. You know, when a phone cord was all tangled up, you could kind of like twist it around to make it go the right direction. That's what I did. All right, now it's time for gel. Same gel as yesterday. Same amount, 1 teaspoon. Oh, let's put the gel into the teaspoon measurer. Wow, that was bad. Oh, and in case I forgot to show you, these are what the curl clumps are looking like after the 3rd dunk. Taking that teaspoon of gel, now we're gonna glaze it over and scrunch it in. And I am kind of turning my head from side to side as I go, because that's what Sophie does. Power Dami, like, turns her head completely all the way to the side. But Sophie just kind of gently turns, like so, from side to side. All right, last product. Maui Moisture Foam, just like yesterday. I hope that's in focus. And 4 pumps. There we go. Same product amounts. How scientific are we getting? Same thing, glaze it over. Glaze it over. And scrunch it in. Oh. Had to help out another curl. You know, I gotta say, these wet styled curl clumps are looking pretty promising. I'm gonna go plot my hair and diffuse and be back to scrunch out the crunch with you guys. And here we are with the hair 100% dry. Again, I diffused to roughly 90% dry and then let it finish air drying the rest of the way dry. There is no cast today. Yesterday there was the teeniest little bit of a cast, but we're still going to fluff it and give it a scrunch just to kind of, I didn't show you what it looked like in the cast. Oops, okay. I only fluffed and scrunched a little bit. There you go. That's what it's looking like in the cast. And now I'm gonna finish fluffing it and breaking the cast that's not there. I will say today the curls are much bigger, like juicier, chunkier, which kind of surprised me, honestly. And here are the final wash day results. And as with the first one, I will be back at the end of the day to show you how this hair held up throughout my wild and crazy mom life. And I'll be back on the morning of day 2 to show you how it held up overnight. First impressions, chunkier curls. My hair is much lighter weight today. And honestly, I think it's because dunking my hair in the water rinsed out that leave-in conditioner, which was too much leave-in conditioner the first day. So there are my initial thoughts. My hair's a lot fluffier and lighter. I'll be back in just a sec. And just like that, here we are at the end of the night. This is how the hair is holding up so far. I really like this section right here. I think it's very pretty. This did loosen up quite a bit. Let's take a look at the back. And we'll be back in the morning to see how it held up. And here we are on the morning of day 2. Let me get this untied. All right, there we go. Let's fluff out this hair a little bit. It feels like a really deep part. And here is what bowl method number 2 is looking like on day 2. It's a little frizzier, I think, and looser and fluffier than bowl method number 1, the Power Dami bowl method. Sophie Marie's method, my hair feels way lighter and fluffier. I think that's, again, due in part to some of that leave-in conditioner, if not all of the leave-in conditioner, getting rinsed out of my hair when I dunked my hair in the water. I think I have less hold though. I feel like I have less hold, which doesn't completely make sense to me because I didn't rinse out any of the hold products. So, not sure what's going on there, but those are my thoughts. I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Which bowl method did you prefer the results of in our demonstration? Which do you feel like worked better? I think if I did Power Dami's bowl method again, I would use my normal amount of leave-in conditioner and the results may be slightly different. But anyway, as always, I sure hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day and I will see you in the next video. Bye!